Hello, and welcome to Financials Podcast, Future Rich. I'm your host, Barbara Ginty, and I am also a CFP, which is a Certified Financial Planner. And today, I'm going to come on very briefly. As you can see, if you're watching the video, I'm in the airport. Today, I'm coming on. I just want to thank everybody for listening to this season. This was our 7th season. We started back in 2018, if you can believe it. So if you're new here, our first episode aired out in 2018, and we tested out the concept. We felt like it went really well, and so that was the beginning of our podcast. And if you don't know this, we do this as there's 3 women on the show, myself, Amy, and Alex, and we produce this on our nights, weekends. And so today, from the airport, because we had some technical difficulties with my other recording, so I am re-recording this before I jump on a flight to Atlanta. This is interesting and slightly uncomfortable. I have to tell you, it's very uncomfortable to be doing this at the airport. But here we are. So we do this all of our nights and weekends, early mornings, airports now. We put together the podcast because we really want it to be educational, helpful, and we really want to see women succeed in their personal finance life. It's very important to all of us. And so the biggest compliment you can give us is by sharing the show with one friend. So sharing it with one friend helps increase our listenership. And if you find the podcast helpful, being able to listen in on how other women are handling their finances, where they are today and where they want to be, the biggest compliment you can give us is to share the show with one friend. So we really appreciate that. We're looking to continue to grow our listenership into 2025, which will be our 8th season, which is pretty unbelievable. So we would really appreciate that if you would share the show with one friend. You can also rate and review us on both Spotify and on Apple Podcasts. We always love when we see the reviews and the ratings, so we also very much appreciate that. And we will be taking a break for December and January. We'll be republishing some of our former shows, our older shows. So if there's a show that you loved, let us know, and we'll make sure that gets re-aired over our break. And while we won't be producing or putting out new podcasts for the next 2 months, we will still be recording. And so if you would like to be a guest on the podcast, it's completely anonymous. You get 1 hour, or sometimes a little over an hour, depending on the situation. So we'll still be doing recording on our break. And if you had, submitted a guest submission over the last 30 days, we will be getting back to you very shortly. New episodes will come back out in February of 2025. The best way to do a submission is on our website, which is futurerichpodcast.com, or on Instagram. You can also do a submission. And the one thing I'll say, if you're a listener and you have previously been a guest, we really do love to have you back on the show and see where you are today and the progress you've made. So we would love to hear from some of our former guests and have you back on the show in 2025. So if you're a former guest and you haven't come back on to do a follow-up, please reach out. And we wish everybody has a wonderful, happy, healthy, and successful holiday season. And thank you again for being such dedicated listeners. We've grown a lot this year, and we look forward to growing again in 2025.